welcome to the today's class and very good morning all. So today we will talk about the functions of RBI or central bank. So before we talk about the functions of central bank, we shall discuss the brief background and introduction of the central bank, that is Reserve Bank of India. The Reserve Bank of India established in the year 1935 and later it nationalized in the year 1949. So nationalization of Reserve Bank is nothing but doing the service to the nation or doing the service to the public interest. So that is the nationalization of Reserve Bank in the year 1949. Now we will talk about the functions of Central Bank or RBI, Reserve Bank of India, one by one. See, when we look at the first function, the prime function of the RBI is the Bank of Notes Issue. Bank of Notes Issue. That means the Reserve Bank of India will issue the currency against the security, that is gold, jewelry or whatever nominated or designated or specified in the Act of the Reserve Bank of India. Against that, the Reserve Bank of India is going to issue the currency. The Reserve Bank of India has the monopoly power in the issue of the currency notes. That means nobody is permitted to issue the currency. One and only the Reserve Bank of India only issue the currency to the interest of the nation, with the interest of the nation. So now we will talk about the second function of the Reserve Bank of India. The Reserve Bank of India acts as a banker, acts as an agent, acts as advisor to the government. That means the Reserve Bank of India acts as a banker to the government. That means whenever any state government or central government needs money, the government approaches the Reserve Bank of India. So then automatically the Reserve Bank of India will sanction the funds to the respective states. Obviously. Now we are talking about the functions of the Reserve Bank of India. In the second function, the Reserve Bank of India acts as an agent to the government. Agent to the government in the sense, the bank is doing the service on behalf of the government. Whenever the bank acts on behalf of the government, then we can say it is acting as an agent of the government. Which is acting here? The Reserve Bank of India is acting as the agent of the government in clearing the government transactions, in settling the government accounts. Then we can say the Reserve Bank of India is acting as an agent of the government. Next function, advisor to the government. The RBI also acts as an advisor to the government. That means whenever the state government or the central government requires the suggestion from the RBI, the RBI will suggest the suitable measures to the respective state governments as well as to the central government. So now can we say the RBI is acting as the advisor to the government? Yes, we can say the RBI is acting as the advisor to the government. Now we will go to the third function, cash reserve ratio management. Cash reserve ratio management. Cash reserve ratio management is also will be performed by the Reserve Bank of India. How? Now I will tell you. CRR, cash reserve ratio. That means the RBI fixes the rate of CRR. That is cash reserve ratio. That means how much of deposits of commercial banks will keep with the Reserve Bank of India. Okay, that means it decides the credit facilities or credit control of the commercial banks. If the RBI increases the cash reserve ratio, that means the commercial banks are supposed to increase the amount of deposits of they with the Reserve Bank of India. That means there is a reduction in the circulation of money in the economy. That leads to the reduction in the inflation. Then automatically the economy comes under the control of RBI or Reserve Bank of India. Okay, is it clear? Now we have talked about the cash reserve ratio management. Means the RBI plays a vital role by maintaining the suitable optimum CRR ratio to the interest of the nation, to the interest of the economy. Now we will go to the another function, custodian of foreign exchange reserve of nation. Reserve Bank of India also acts as a custodian of foreign exchange reserves. That means whenever we do the business in the international trade, whenever the country engages in the international trade, we will get the foreign reserves, isn't it? When we export the goods and services to other country, we will get the foreign currency. In the foreign currency, we will get the foreign exchange. So the RBI is the safeguard or the looks after the foreign exchange reserves of the country. Foreign exchange reserves of the country, which we earn in the international trade. So now we will talk about the lender of last resort. Lender of last resort. That means I tell you very clearly, whenever commercial bank needs credit, they will approach the n number of sources. If they do not get the finance, automatically the commercial banks ultimately will approach the Reserve Bank of India. That means this is the lender of last resort. That means whenever the banks do not get the credit facilities in other sources, then the banks will approach the ultimately, lastly to the Reserve Bank of India. Then the Reserve Bank of India will sanction the loans. So that's why we can say the Reserve Bank is a lender of last resort. Is it clear? Yes. Now, clearing house function. Clearing house function means, I tell you very clearly, very simple. Every commercial bank opens the accounts in the with the Reserve Bank of India. If any transfer of money from one bank to another bank, it immediately transfers without currency, without notes, because the Reserve Bank of India has the accounts of all the commercial banks. Is it clear? Very simply I tell you, the Reserve Bank of India have the accounts of all commercial banks in the country. So if it wants to settle transactions between the banks or among the banks, automatically it transfers the money. It need not to issue the currency. So simply by transferring, it is the settlement or the clearing house function. We can say it is the settling the transactions among the banks. Okay, is it clear? Next, controller of credit. Just now I told you very clearly, it is a controller of credit. How? I will tell you very simple example. If bank rate or CRR rate increases RBI, automatically the currency available with the banks will be moved to the Reserve Bank of India. Means I will tell you, if the CRR rate is 5%, means in every 100 rupees there will be 5 rupees will be kept with the Reserve Bank of India. Is it clear? The Reserve Bank of India increased the CRR ratio to 10%. That means in every 100 rupees there must be 10 rupees with the RBI. So the availability of currency is very less in the society or the economy. So thus in this manner the RBI controls the credit. The RBI controls the credit. If the RBI wants to increase the currency circulation in the economy, it reduces the rate. If RBI wants to increase the currency circulation in the economy, then automatically it increases the rate. The same is the case in case of bank rate. Fine. Now we will talk about the collection of data. Listen to me. Collection of data. The RBI collects the data relating to the all the banks. That means it prints the quarterly magazine. Then the RBI will come to know what is the performance of the various banks in the country. Based on that, the RBI will instruct the advises the banks. Advises the banks. You have to perform in this manner, or you have to reduce your losses in this manner. So that's why the collection of data is also plays the vital role to instruct, to supervise the all the banks in the India. Isn't it? So that's why the RBI plays a vital role in the collection of data and utilizing the data for the supervision of the banks. Now, agriculture credit. The RBI decides the policies relating to the agriculture. Means whether we have to allocate the funds to the agriculture sector, if what is the percentage? What is the percentage of allocation to the industrial sector? Then what is the percentage of allocation to the service sector? So here the RBI decides the policy of allocation of funds to the all sectors, that is agriculture sector, industrial sector, service sector. So it acts as a prime institution. We can say it is the apex institution. The RBI is said to be the apex institution, supreme institution in the financial system. Now we will talk about the maintaining the international relations. The RBI also maintains the international relations. That means it maintains the relations with the World Bank. It maintains the relations with the International Monetary Fund. What is the role of International Monetary Fund? The International Monetary Fund look after the stability in the financial system in the world. The RBI looks after the stability in the financial system within India. Isn't it? So when you maintain with the other countries' financial system, we are in a position to face competition from other countries in the trade, in the financial system. Isn't it? So in this manner, the RBI plays a prominent role in doing the service or in performing the various functions to the economy or in the economy or to the nation. So with this, we will finish the class on the functions of Reserve Bank of India.